Welcome back to the Two Tickets Anywhere podcast. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Caroline, and we are lovers of life, luxury, and travel.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and don't forget to
like, comment, and subscribe. Okay. All right, let's start episode 2.
Okay, episode 2, guys. We're back.
We're so back. We are going to talk about why we are going to talk about why we became travel advisors today, and maybe some myths and confusions when it comes to using a travel advisor. So,
okay,
Michelle, why don't you start on how and why you became one?
Okay, well, this is actually a true story. A couple of years ago, I turned 50. Woo-hoo. So I actually consulted a travel agent because I knew I was going to have a lot of people going with me for my 50th celebration. And long story short, I was not pleased with the services that I got. I felt like I had to do everything myself. And because I had to do everything, and I was just like, you know what, with as much money as we spent, because we literally rented private catamarans. We did things like that for our guests.
Y'all did y'all's big one.
Yeah, to show appreciation for them spending their money to come and help celebrate me and my 50th birthday, you know. And so we bought the kids and their significant others. You know, we paid for their significant others, you know, and things of that nature. So we just kind of really went all out because I wanted the kids to be a part of my 50th celebration, right? Yeah. So with as much money as we spent, I feel like I did not get the value of having a travel agent. And I was so pissed that I was like, I don't want anybody to ever feel like this.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? With the money that was spent. So I just started researching on how to become a travel agent. And that's literally how I became a travel advisor. And, you know, because now they say advisor as opposed to agent. And I know a lot of times we
go
still
back and
say,
forth too.
Yeah, back and forth, because just for years upon years, it was a travel agent.
Yes.
So we're supposed to advise people on how to travel instead of just booking travel. So that's the new thing, is advisor. We're trying to tell you what to do, how to get the best for your money and things of that nature. So that's how I became a travel advisor, is because of that experience that I had. And the tripped out part about it is that with the place that we actually chose, which I won't name at this particular moment, and I wasn't really displeased with the resort that we actually chose. And we went to Jamaica. My husband loves Jamaica, and I honestly was trying to find a place that was affordable for my guests and things of that nature. Now, don't get me wrong, I was trying to be bougie, to the 10th power. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to think about everybody else, and, you know, that was coming, and I didn't want to put a financial burden on them if they couldn't afford it or whatever the case may be. So I was just trying to be conscious of who's coming with me, how much it was going to cost, and things of that nature. So I was trying to do that. Now, mind you, hindsight, I won't do that again. And the reason why is because if I'm going to spend money, I'm going to go somewhere where I want to go.
Right.
And I only want to take the people that I can afford to go with me. Because if I'm doing this, then I'm going to do it my way, because it's celebrating me. And I'm not trying to fit in a box where everybody else. And even though I wanted a lot of my friends and family to come, I will want in the future, a lot of my friends and family to partake. I just can't adhere to everybody else's budget. I just got to do what it is that I want to do.
And you know that.
Yeah, you know, and so that's how I kind of did that, because I was trying to be mindful, but I won't do that, make that mistake again. So if it's only 4 people that I can afford to do whatever it is that we want to do, then it's just be me and my other 2, 3 couples. And I'm okay with that, you know. So, but I won't make that mistake again.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell some of my clients, because, you know, I'm working out, you know, listen, do what you want to do, and whoever can afford or want to come, they will come and celebrate you.
Right.
Yeah. So, but that's literally the story, is how I became a travel agent. So a travel advisor. So
a travel advisor.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my story. Okay. So what's yours?
Very similar. More of a sense of, you know, I kind of knew of travel agents, travel advisors, and we used them for some of our trips. Some of them we didn't. My parents always tried to use them when possible, because, you know, support their business. There weren't very many around us. And whenever I started really traveling after college, we were using a travel advisor, And I just decided, hey, I would love to do this. I would love to do it. And I think I would be really good at it. And I really enjoyed it when I have an older brother and a younger brother. We went to Asia for 6 weeks in 2023. And we used a travel advisor. We told her where we wanted to go for how many nights. And around that, I went down to the minute of what we're going to do every day, all the things we're going to do, all the research. Like, I really put into that. And I was like, I enjoyed every bit of this research and learning. You know, we had never been to Asia before, any of us. My dad had been. He'd given us some recommendations, but he was like, guys, things have changed so much since then.
Yeah.
You need to go and experience it for yourselves. So the research and planning part of it was so fun. And I think the trip went really well overall. There was one major hiccup that we had. And, you know, that's my favorite thing about traveling often is I like to make mistakes so that my clients don't have to.
Right.
And we did have a little issue with our visa. Getting into Vietnam, we actually didn't have our visa. We didn't know we needed it 72 hours in advance. And when we went to the airport to get on our flight, they told us we couldn't. It was this huge, horrible ordeal where we had to rush the visas, and it ended up costing us 3-4 times what it should have cost us to get these visas, and then the rush fee on top of that.
Right.
It was really rough, and that was like, okay, if I'm going to be a travel advisor, I need to lock in. I need to really, really learn and make sure that no one has experiences like that. And, you know, sometimes travel is unpredictable and you just never know, but there are some things that you can really pay attention to and be helpful in. And so whenever I decided to become a travel advisor, I really wanted to offer that aspect of, let me tell you what you need to know, no matter where you're going or how you're traveling. I travel a little bit of every way. I can do budget travel. I can do luxury travel. And, you know, I'm at that age where if I want to travel with my friends, we're going budget travel. And it might not be my favorite thing. I might be a little picky about it. Like my batch trip, for example, we went to Puerto Vallarta this March and had a time. We had so much fun. It was budget, you know, and the rooms weren't super nice. They were kind of worn down, but the food was good. The drinks were good. The people were fun. There was stuff for us to do. Is it my all-time favorite? Would I go back with just my husband? Probably not. But it was perfect for a girls' trip.
Exactly.
And so I really try and incorporate that in when I'm qualifying clients and I'm talking to them. You know, what's important to you? You know, if the room's a little run down and outdated, the couch looks a little old, are you going to be upset? I don't know. But this is what I'm asking for so that I can get you what fits you best.
Exactly.
So really that's a similar story. You know, we were using them. I decided I wanted to do it and I wanted to do it well, and I'm loving it.
Yeah. And, you know, and that's the thing for me is just that, you know, and honestly, full disclosure, I told you I was going to be 100% transparent. That literally was my first time using a travel agent because I would actually literally book my own travel.
Yeah.
And so a travel advisor. And so, but with that, because I knew it's going to be so many people, and I personally know trying to book travel myself, the hours spent researching, trying to find the perfect, listen, it's a lot.
It's
trying
so
to book it yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a clue. You've never been to these places. So that is the importance. And I cannot, and this is just not a shameless plug for Caroline and I, but this is just the truth. If you've not been to these destinations, that's where the expertise comes in as travel advisors, because we invest in ourselves. We go to fam trips. We, you know, our host company hosts a lot of times at different resorts and areas as to where we go out and we explore and we make the most time of being in a destination. We go and we scope out, even if it's only for 30 minutes to an hour. We go look at the resort. We check out the rooms. We check out everything. But like, nope, this is not going to work. Yep, this is going to work. So and
we make mental notes.
Exactly.
We do a lot of trainings, and honestly, even if we haven't been to a destination ourselves, we have a direct link to someone who has been. A direct link. I mean, we are going to find personal, qualified, experienced
Exactly.
offers.
Exactly. And then people that's been there that can say, no, do not take your clients there and things of the nature. Because a lot of times we may feel like, well, as a fairly new agent, that do I really have something to offer to other people?
Yes,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
felt
It's like,
that so
what
much.
information do I really have to offer? Because
Yeah.
I'm still learning. And I found that people that's been in the industry for years, they say, we are still learning. We've been in this
Absolutely.
industry for 30 years. And that's the thing. And that's why I try to say, listen, you think travel agents cost a lot of money? Like personally, Caroline and I right now, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say this, but we don't charge fees.
I don't.
We don't charge fees because my thing is we want your business. We want your repeat business. And so, yes,
Absolutely.
it's time consuming. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, we're not just in it we really are sincere about our clients and wanting
enjoy
to
it.
have them, because if you're spending your money, and that's for me, and my experience is that I knew the amount of money that my husband and I personally were spending, even with just paying for our kids and doing things for our guests, that I wanted everybody to sincerely, if they're spending $100, I wanted them to get
Yeah.
the most out of their money.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so for me, I don't want you spending $3,000-$4,000 on a trip, and you're coming to me and asking me for my expertise, and you don't feel that you got the value for your money.
Yes.
And for me, that's the worst feeling.
It
Because
is.
money
It
is
is.
hard to come by. It's not easy, and people are scrapping,
Yeah.
and people save all year for that one vacation. So why would I just dump you in some shithole? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Just to make $1. I would
Yeah, no.
never do anybody like that. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
And I mean, I
So,
think it's. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
I blanked hard.
That's okay.
Okay, well. Oh, yeah, I remember what I was going to say. Well, I was going to say, I think it's also one of those things where travel advisors do everything so differently
Yeah.
across the board. I have my opinions. I'm not going to lie. For me personally, when I see a travel advisor charging up the butt for a planning fee, I'm like, you need to sit down. That's a little bit extra, a little maybe taking advantage. I'm not pointing any fingers, but I'm just saying, obviously know your worth and
Right.
don't forget that and don't get it twisted.
Right.
But I am still pretty new to the industry. I don't plan on implementing a outright fee. Now, there have been some instances where people have already booked their vacation and they've asked me to help them plan
Right.
day by day. And depending on how big the trip is, I'm up front. I'm like, this is how many hours it would take me. This is what I can put together.
Right.
And so far, my experience from that has been amazing, and everyone has loved what I've given them because I put in the time and the work, and I help them with things other than just booking. And so when people book with me, they get that for free.
Right.
If you book with me and you want me to plan out every minute of your day, done. If you book with me and you don't want me to plan out anything because you're a planner like I am,
Right.
okay, done. Like, you can meet in the middle there. And I think that even if I were to ever implement a planning fee, I think it would go towards the vacation. Like,
Oh, yeah.
pay a deposit for me to quote
Right,
you
and
because I
I'll
have been getting ghosted.
Yeah.
And I am a little sick of that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Work to not get
time.
any. Yeah. I get
and
it.
that's kind of where I'm battling now, because and I don't think it would be a big deal. Right now I'm not fully there to where I need it, but it's hard when someone's like, "Hey, can you quote this trip?" and then they never book it.
Right.
Or you see it
Right.
themselves.
Yeah.
And that's not really fun.
Yeah. And and we're not here to, everybody can run their business however they see fit.
For sure.
Of course.
This is just our
But
experience.
this is just for us and for right now, and just being, I'm not keep saying fairly new, but even with that, I've booked a lot of travel and, by myself and of course with our host agency and, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that everybody can do their business however they want, but at the same time, we're not saying don't go to an agent that charge fees. Because
Oh, no,
everybody,
absolutely not.
but so everybody can do travel, do however you want. All we're saying is that this is what we do. So for any of the agents that are following us, don't come for us.
Yeah,
guess what? We're gonna come
because-
back no matter what. So,
please don't come to us.
so you can still, you charge whatever it is that we're just
That's what
saying.
I'm saying. Know your worth.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Because
I know
yeah, Yeah.
Some people aren't worth it, and some people are. Don't get me wrong. There's some that are 100%, and that's what Michelle was saying. Like, she didn't get anything out of it, even though she was booking this huge trip for all these people, giving her so much business and potential referrals and future business.
Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt like I had to do everything. Like, I found if you're just going to freaking send me a link, then I don't need you, because I can find the link my freaking self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you literally sent me a Viator link.
Yeah.
For me to go on there and just peruse. But if you're asking, that's the difference. And that's why this podcast is important, because we are curating. We're not sending links. You tell us some of the things that you're interested in. We're going to send you our experiences, because we travel a lot. This is what you need to do in this destination. This is what you may want to check out. Tell me what it is that you like. Okay, well, we're going to actually throw in some suggestions that you may not have even thought of. And that's the difference of, dealing with somebody that's really about our clients and trying to make sure that they have the most unforgettable trip, because you chose us. Out of all the travel advisors that you have used, you chose us. And this is our way of saying, I don't care if you're spending $3,000, $10,000, $15,000 plus. Then we're going to put in the most effort, the most work to make sure that you get the best service possible from us. So, and that's why we connect and we click.
For sure.
So it's just not about $1, because my whole thing is I can forfeit commission, I can forfeit whatever it is that I'm going to get to make sure that your money is worth it.
Before.
Oh, hell,
I have for sure.
I know I have, and I'm like, okay, this is a freebie, go ahead.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes I mess up.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And especially being new.
I want to give a shout out to all of my clients this year that I have texted and said, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry I messed up. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry I forgot.
Yeah.
That have been so patient and kind with me, because I feel like appreciated.
Right.
I feel like I am worth it and I'm still doing a good job. And then being able to say, hey, it's okay. Like, you know, we all live a life.
Exactly.
And sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes you get the people who are like, fall at my feet, like, do this for me. And low key, okay, I still will.
Right.
Like, I'm going to do everything I can for every client.
Sure. Exactly.
But I'm not perfect. I'm still learning. And that's what's fun.
Yeah, and without a doubt. So that's, and I think that that's what makes it just unique to every experience, every client that comes to you. So you're always learning. And then even if you don't know, that's one thing that we've talked about is like, you know what? Give me a minute, let me find out, and then I'm going to talk to some of my more experienced colleagues, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to get with you. Or even our host agency owner, she's amazing.
She is.
You know what I'm saying? So she's like, I asked her a question the other night, and when we was in our lift retreat, I keep saying lift retreat, our wave camp, and I was like, hey, still trying to be respectful. Say, hey, listen, I know we're off the clock. Literally, we're at cocktail hour. But this is a business question. She was like, I don't care that it's a business question. Any question that you have is always important to me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Important to me. So let me know. But, and that's just the thing. We're going to find out, and then we're going to relay that information.
Yeah.
So, so anyway. So that's my whole story. And, So.
The other thing, too, is Michelle knows this, but when I first became a travel advisor, I was like, let me dip my toes in the water before I jump in.
Yeah.
I'm going to do Disney only because, like I said in the last episode, huge Disney adult here. And so I joined an agency that was Disney specialized. And I am this close to calling them out by name because they did me wrong. So I say that to say, find somewhere that you fit in and values you.
Right.
And like Lori to Michelle the other night was like, hey, listen, like that's what I'm here for. I want to help. And she does. You can truly tell she wants to help. She's so genuine. Much. She's so genuine. And at my other agency, they gave us a couple vendors, a couple Canva templates, and they were like, good luck.
Go do it.
And they are a lead-based company, so a lot of people online will go to them to book their Disney vacation, and they'll pass it off to agents that are lead-based. I didn't want to be lead-based. I wanted to bring my own clients in. More of my commission will go to me for the work that I do. Lead-based, typically, a lot more goes to the host agency. Anyway, so I was in it and posted about it, got it started about 3 months in. Nobody wanted to go to Disney. Not through me, at least. And so I was like, hey, this isn't working out. I've got people wanting to go places, and I don't know what I am doing.
Yeah.
Y'all have no training or resources. Emailed, didn't get any help, and I said, all right, screw it. Went to TikTok, and I said, travel advisor, host agencies. Started stalking, found a couple of different options. I had a couple of calls with some different agencies, and when I got on the phone with Lavarte, immediately I knew.
Yeah.
My questions were dumb. And I don't even want to say that, because if you're asking those questions, I don't want you to think they're dumb. At the time, they weren't dumb to me. You'll learn. That's the whole point. But then it didn't make me feel like I was asking dumb questions. And I just felt very comfortable. So I was like, okay, I'll think about it. I didn't think about it. I emailed them like 20 minutes later and was like, I want in. How do I pay?
Yeah.
How do I join?
Exactly.
And I am still sadly stuck under that old agency, because when you book through Disney, you can put a placeholder down on another vacation. So I am stuck until about 2027 through a few clients' placeholders.
Doesn't suck?
I have emailed and tried. Please release, please release. Like, every time I make a booking, I'm like, can you please release this? Because I have 30 days to get the booking transferred to Lavarte. They will not. Actually, I got ghosted the last 2 times.
Oh, wow.
Even saying that one of them was my wedding cruise.
What?
Yes, and they still did not respond. So, yeah, they're on my hit list.
Oh,
but I'm digging myself out of this hole. Exactly. My client that went in May, I was texting her, because on the last night of a cruise is when you really put the placeholder down.
Yeah.
I was texting her, don't forget, select. You do not want to use me again.
Yeah.
Like, you do not want to use me again. Because if they select that, then they won't get their discount for their future travels.
Oh, my God.
Unless they use me under my old agency. So I'm like, no, you do not want to use me, and then come to me.
Yeah.
And then I got you.
Exactly.
So it's a little bit of a hassle.
Yeah. See, and that's actually good. That's a really nice segue as to how you got in touch with Lavarte.
Yes.
Because, for me, how I got in touch with Lavarte, I was so furious, because I felt like this agency or this independent agent made a butt ton of money off of me, because we had like 24, 25 people that were coming, and that may not be a really big group, but that's a big group. That's a big group, And and so when I'm saying that you have over 10 rooms, that's a good group, and so anyways, and on top of that you got money off of the private things that we did when, my husband and I spent our money, And so anyways, I was just talking to one of our neighbors, my husband and I, we were sitting out and we were talking, and I was just like, this is what we did, and I'm just like so furious that this, chick made all this money off us, and I felt like I had to plan every step of the way what I want to do, all the way down to dinner.
Yeah.
Like the restaurants, my birthday dinner, my birthday cake. I had to get in contact with everybody and do all this crap myself. The welcome cocktail hour, all of this, right? And so anyways, talking to my neighbor, and my neighbor goes, hey, well, my wife just signed up, and she actually lives in our same neighborhood. And come to find out, it was like a neighbor that we knew, like literally House Hunters Expedition. Expedition. Okay, House Hunters edition episode here. We literally moved from one street in our neighborhood to another street because we liked our neighborhood so much, and it's so close. And so anyways, our son used to train her son in basketball, give him basketball tips and stuff like that. And so she actually lived in our same neighborhood, and so she introduced, she's like, hey, I've been knowing Lori, she's amazing, I was with her at another company, and I love her. So that's how I got in contact with Lavarte Travel, because she was a part of it, and she followed Lori before she started her agency.
That's awesome.
And and so that's all I was like, and when I got it, it was just, for me, just a sense of family and community, and everybody didn't have a problem with sharing, at least the ones that I came across.
Yeah.
And to me, I think that's important, being
For sure. That's
brand spanking new to the travel industry. not to travel, but the industry and how things flow.
Right.
It is so overwhelming. I'm just like that meme, you know, that guy.
It is.
What's that Noah Hill that goes like this, you know, that meme? And I'm like, oh my God, like this is just so much. So
It is a lot.
But that's kind of how I got into it, and listen, I can just tell you, best decision that I've made.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm
Easy.
saying? So best decision.
I tell
that
anyone
I've
and
made.
everyone
Yeah.
that will listen.
Exactly. You know, but you got to put in the work.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yes,
You got to put in the work because it's not an easy business. Because we're in the world where everybody can just go online, but don't do it.
Don't
Trap.
do it.
That's a trap.
Camera.
Okay.
What are we at? 26? Okay, we're doing good.
Why is this flowing so much better?
It's so good.
I know.
We're just more comfortable.
I know, it really
Yes.
is. And I think too, a lot of it is just that we've kind of like
Yeah,
settled down.
we have. And
to
we've got a little bit more of a...
understand what
Yeah.
it is we're really trying to do.
Yeah. So, okay, you want to rapid fire some of these little myths that people have about
Okay.
using a travel advisor?
Yes. So we're just going to refer to our notes here. So one,
We did already touch on number one a little bit.
we did touch on
The
number
first one is it costs extra.
Yeah.
Listen.
Go ahead. You take that one, Caroline.
It costs extra. We already touched on this quite a bit. So all I'm going to say is find the right travel advisor for you and what fits in your budget. It does not cost extra to use a travel advisor unless they straight up say like, hey, I charge a planning fee.
Right.
You are not going to get online and find a better price than we are. 99% of the time, we find a better price. There are instances where that's not necessarily the case. Let me tell you, we price match.
Exactly. And
We can and we will. So
Right.
that is a no-go.
Right, and that's actually, she really kind of took the myth number one and number two, the same one, because number two was, I can find better deals online.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I mean, you know, that works. That took number one and number two because you can't, because the thing of it is that we price match, but the thing about it is that wouldn't you rather go on a trip, if anything goes wrong, all you got to do is dial a number to fix it, instead of you trying to interrupt your trip and trying to fix it yourself and get pissed off and get frustrated.
Yeah, there's no sitting on hold when you use a travel advisor. We do that for y'all.
That's what we're here for, you know. And so no, like you should be, everything that you find online, any deal that you find, hear me. There's already a travel advisor fee worked into it.
Absolutely.
You do not pay us. The supplier pays us. Unless you are paying, look at her hand, she's you do not pay us. The supplier pays us, okay? So you're not paying extra. If you're booking online yourself, you literally are already paying an advisor fee and you're not getting the benefits of having an advisor. So stop it. Call us, please.
This is my example. It reads every time. It's like buying a pair of shoes at Dillard's or any other department store. It is the same price for my Dulce Vita sandals at Dillard's or online. Guess what? At Dillard's, that salesperson makes a commission.
Yep.
It's already in the price.
Thank you.
So use us. We love you.
Exactly. And with that, we're not going to harp on that. We've told you, pay attention, listen.
It's up to you at this
exactly.
point.
You know, so number 3, agents only book old school vacations. Listen. Okay, look, I'm sorry. Do I look old, darling? No. No.
Tell 'em.
No, honey, let me tell you something.
And she's not traveling old school either.
No, my thing is I like to have fun. And so that's why the importance that we qualify our clients. What do you like? We want to know what you want, not what we want. Because we are working for you.
Right. Oh,
So.
all I'll say is go to my TikTok
Okay.
and see if the vacations I take are old school.
Thank you.
Because I'm booking those.
No, and that's literally, that is a travel myth. Like,
It
seriously,
is, big
seriously.
time.
So, Caroline, I'm going to give you number 4. What do we have? You got
What do we have for number 4? If I book myself, I have more control. This is a good one for me because I am one of the most controlling people you'll ever meet, especially when it comes to travel. I like to do things my way, and I like to plan out every second of it. Actually, I'm so bad. If we do not have a plan, it ruins my whole day. You can ask my husband, you can ask my parents. I'm kind of a brat about it. But this is so not true. And I actually did touch on this a couple of times on social media and with my clients, because I have some clients who are like, well, my husband or I personally just like to plan everything out and I like to have control. I'm like, hey, have it.
Yeah.
You know what? That's better, but I would really appreciate it if you still used me and supported my business, and then I'm there to help if you want it and if you need it.
Right.
You can have as much or as little control as you want.
Exactly.
I have clients who come to me and they say, I do not want to think about it.
Right.
I'm like, okay, let me cook.
Yeah.
I am on it. Okay.
So that's all I need. Let me just send you my itinerary, and then we'll go from there.
We are on it.
And you approve or deny and keep moving.
It is whatever you want.
Yeah.
You do not lose any control, but if you want to, you can.
Exactly. And that's just the thing. Like I said, it just depends. We are very fluid when it comes to our clients.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's our way or no way. Oh no. I would never tell a client, no, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Unless if you're trying to book a trip without travel insurance.
Don't get me on.
We're not going to
Let me be quiet.
But sometimes we say our travel agents, like sometimes we're like the worst clients ever, but anyways, but we're not going to do that. We're going to adhere to your wishes, your likes. We're not going to try to impose what we like to do or what we would think that you would like, and you may not like it. So we listen.
Yeah, I mean, I will always give my advice or opinion, and I always end with, but it's whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it truly is.
Exactly.
Like, it is.
Yes.
We will make whatever works for you work for us.
Exactly. So number 5 is agents book what makes them the most money. Now, let me tell you something. This is your girl, Shelly Shell, being real on the mic right now.
Okay, girl.
Listen.
Go ahead. Go, because I know.
Honey, I have booked trips and haven't made $50 off of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
that is definitely not the truth. And the reason, and it's being a new agent, and it doesn't matter whether I'm new or old, it's just that you decided to come to me, and I'm appreciative that you took the time to say, you know what, my girl Shelly Shell is in the business, so let me go and support her business. And if I do you right the first time, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to come back and you're going to book with me.
Hopefully.
And then, and that's just the thing. It's because sometimes for me, I know in growing a business, sometimes you have to, that can't be the paramount thing. No, I don't. And I don't want to work for free. You know what I'm saying? Time is very valuable.
Right.
But at the same time, I'd rather for my client to be pleased than instead of me trying to, knock them over the head with fees and things of that nature. That's just not my MO. No, I don't want to work for free, and I don't work for free, but there's instances as to where I don't make a lot of money because I want my client to be happy. What about you, Caroline? I know that's the same with you.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's the exact same. And I mean, like Michelle kind of said, being a new agent goes into it a little bit. You know, sometimes I will start to book something, and it'll be so confusing, it'll be so stressful, and I'll get to the end, and it'll say commission $83.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I spent a whole week on this and almost tears, but that's okay because I'm gonna figure it out. The client's gonna go and have what they want and a good time, and it's not about the dollar right now. It's about building a business and building a brand and learning and growing.
Exactly.
And the people who are booking with me right now, I mean, heck, 9 times out of 10, there's probably a way for me to make more money off of it. And I just don't know about it yet.
Right.
So the people who are using me right now as I grow and learn, that means more to me than anything. So I don't care what it's coming out to. And honestly, this is a myth for me strictly because I don't even know what makes me the most money. I'm still figuring it out.
Say, listen, we said that we're going to be real and we're going to be
And
transparent, and this is just as real as it's going to get when it comes to this. So that's good. That's amazing. So there's a lot of other travel myths, but we decided to really just hone it in to like 6. So our last one is agents only work with old people that don't know how to book. Y'all, like these are really some like travel myths for real. Like, listen.
No, this is this is a big one.
It is. And I'm like, no. Because let me tell you something. My mother-in-law, she is 82, if I'm not mistaken. And honey, she is on that computer looking, and she may type like this,
right,
but she knows how to look up stuff and figure it out for herself. So, baby, do not be fooled. These old people know how to work that computer and that iPad and that, their phone.
But they shouldn't have to.
But they shouldn't have to.
Us.
They should use us. So, no, that is not the case. We are not only looking for older people that do not know how to. No,
I mean, a lot of my clients are my age, and I get all the time. I didn't know people were still being travel advisors.
Right.
I don't know anyone our age that's doing this. This is so cool.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times people just see that, like, I value travel and I travel quite a bit, and they want to use me and have my opinion. And I have been loving it. I love nothing more. Oh my goodness. To all of my clients who are older than me, I still love you just as much. But when I have my clients that are close to my age, it is so fun.
Right.
And we really vibe. And a lot of times it's some of their first times traveling.
Yeah.
I'm telling them how to get their passport.
Right.
They're sending me pictures. They're telling me when they get home that they had the best time. And that is just so fun because I know how I feel still to this day every single time I travel. So to give that to others and then hopefully book their vacations for the rest of their lives. Like, I'm just pumped because it's such a fun thing.
Right.
It's so cool.
It is. And so that's just the thing. And that's my whole, I guess, even with this myth is just that, listen, I like working with people of all walks of life. I don't care how young you are, how old you are, whatever. But that's the challenge for me that I actually like. Is like, let me make sure that I am meeting and exceeding your expectations.
Yes.
I want to know, how did you like the resort that I actually picked out for you? Even though that you chose it, but I'm the one that gave you the recommendations based upon experience, reviews, because we're not just shelling out the first thing. We are doing hours of research. And we are like saying, no, we're reading reviews, we're talking to other people, and we're trying to fit the perfect resort or Airbnb or whatever it is that you want, villa, whatever it is that you're trying to do specifically for you. It is not a one size fit all.
Not at all. And it never will be.
Exactly. And that's why it's important that as advisors is that we listen, we pay attention to what it is that you're wanting and what it is that you're asking, and we are putting you in we're giving you the best selections based upon the type of trip that you actually want. So, and to me, it's nothing better to have a client come back and say, oh my God, I had an amazing time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now honestly, real talk, I had a client to come back this past June to say it was terrible, Michelle. You know what I'm saying?
I had one this year too.
Yeah, and I'm like, who the hell are giving these darn reviews that's giving it 4.5 stars? That's what I want to know. What type of traveler are you? So, like I said, this is us being real. You know what I'm saying? So, I had that experience, unfortunately, and tried my best to make it right. But unfortunately, they didn't want to handle it because they really felt like because they were in destination, if they complained, they felt like it was going to make their trip even worse. And I'm like, no, ma'am, let me not. No, I can't. I need to handle it while you're in destination. Then let me make it better for you while you're there. Because when you come home, it's not a lot that I can do besides writing a scathing review. You know what I'm saying? And so, but at that point, I want to make sure that I utilize all of my resources to get you upgrades to make it right while you're in destination. So anyway, so that's the deal.
Wow.
I know. So
I'm glad we hit on those.
I know, exactly. So I know we usually do like a little fun fact or a phrase.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Yeah. So it's Caroline's turn. So let's see what she has for us.
Last month I went to Italy and we were on a big family trip. There were 8 of us and it was our wedding trip. So we went on a food tour and our guide was amazing and we were obviously celebrating all night long because I was getting married. And she taught us the casual way to say cheers in Italian is chin chin.
Chin chin.
So you're supposed to look someone in the eyes when you cheers them and you go Chin chin. And then
There you go. And there you go.
So we did that all night, every night. It's CIN, but pronounced chin chin.
Chin chin. Okay. Well, that's amazing. That's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start doing that when my girlfriends and I get
Yeah,
together.
it's so fun.
Yeah.
You know, I was always Opa. You know, I got married in Greece, so
Yeah.
we were using that one, but chin
That's
chin was
cute.
really fun.
I like that. That's neat. I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah,
And
so
they're gonna be
fun.
looking at me like, what the hell are you saying?
I know.
I'm like, hey, let's
Actually, my favorite word to learn in new languages is cheers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, salute and
Yeah.
Spanish and
Okay. All right.
cheers in American English. So
There you go. There you have it. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining us again for our episode 2 of 2 Tickets Anywhere. And remember, I don't know what to remember, but I don't know what you guys need to remember, but you need to remember
to
2
follow
tickets.
us.
Yeah, follow us.
Subscribe,
and
like and
like
comment.
our yes.
Tell us what you want to see next.
Yes.
We have so much fun stuff coming up. So
Right, exactly. And if you have 2 tickets, guess what? You can go anywhere.
anywhere.
With 2 tickets anywhere.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Next time. Bye.